My name is Anthony, and my title is Social Media and its Effects on Social Skills and Isolation. So, my research question is, how does social media affect the outcome of social skills and lead to social isolation? So, some background information is that social media has contributed to people's everyday lives. So, whenever people wake up, people tend to get on their phones and scroll on social media like TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, and it's reducing the social interaction and becoming a routine to open one social media app every single day. So to start off, my first question is, how is social connection related to mental health? A study was conducted to test how much of an impact social isolation and being disconnected from society can be. The statistics from Office of Surgeon General describe an increase of risk of premature death by a quarter, which is similar to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. The study was also conducted to test the risk of health by loneliness and social isolation. As you can see, there is more than half of an increase of heart disease and a third risk of death and stroke. With the lack of social connection, your mind is forced into a state to cope with the lack of interaction, thus leaving you in a paranoid state. My next point is technology's impact on social skills. Technology was designed in a way for us to communicate with people online, for those who aren't available in person, for those who have, for example, for those who have busy schedules or do sports outside of school for hobbies or stuff like that. Its effectiveness was very poor due to the use of social media, mainly used for social media, and isn't viewed as benefiting for educational purposes outside of the school perimeter. So mainly people inside school decide to use it for games or YouTube, not to use it as a study material. And people from the EdWeek Research Center did a survey conducted in 2022 and found mass majority of people chose that technology was proved to be ineffective. There are many psychological reasons behind social media that your brain might be warning you. Social media has a very powerful psychological effect on the dopamine system. Likes, comments, and followers on social media will determine the outcome of your emotions. So based on the amount of likes and comments you get, this will boost your emotions by happiness or sadness, because it is mainly by the number. So the number is what mainly focuses on the dopamine system. FOMO, also known as fear of missing out, is a drive that pursues you to check your notifications, leading to being sucked into your phone. So notifications is also another thing, like whenever you are out with your friends and then you get a notification from your parents, that will lead to you for checking your phone and then being distracted from the social environment. While this occurs, you also develop a social comparison. This leads to low self-esteem and less self-confidence, worsening your mental health. Social media was designed in a way to compensate for the people who are unavailable at times or who are unavailable at all. Although this was a great alternative, people have abused this power to post unrealistic standards and posts. This has led to the downfall of social skills and leading up to the constant isolation from friends and family. Comparison in your identity was manipulated in a way to picture yourself as your lowest form. Yearly income of salaries of individual also come into play, as a greater amount of money you earn also has a factor of your emotions. As you can see on this chart, 6% of people who are more enthusiastic with a salary of $75,000, while 9% describe themselves as being happy but not as energetic as the 6% who are making the more money. 16% of people describe themselves as being miserable due to the amount of money they carry. So the amount of money they take is the amount of money they stress with every day. So the result is the more income you do is the more stress you're gonna have. So like finding groceries, paying for your food, rent, car, that they have to stress about that every single day. And while the people who make more income, they don't have any worries at all. They only have to focus on making more money. A survey was also conducted by EDU Birdie to see how many people of Gen Z have experienced the unrealistic standards that social media has impacted on their relationships. 51% of people have felt the pressure of social media forcing them to feel like they're not doing enough for the relationship, and there's no balance between them. These unrealistic standards and expectations is the downfall of relationships for newer generations. So there's apparently rules on social media on how you should be treating one of another, and these standards should not be applied to real life relationships. Some methods we can solve for the crisis of social media and social communication is joining some local activity groups. This is a way to interact with people you will not know, forcing yourself to join in the groups and grow yourself in your communication skills. Practicing nonverbal communication is also key to developing your social skills around others. For example, reading body language, reading their tone, and listening to the other person. These will develop your social skills over time and gradually increase your knowledge. Turning off notifications is to silence the phone life and to disconnect from the FOMO, also known as fear of missing out. This will break your connection with your phone and will start a spark into living on what is in front of you. Small talk conversations are a way to teach yourself on how you can fix your mistakes while talking to others. This is another great way to increase the knowledge of your social skills and to bond with each other more. Small habits you develop eye contact and small talk conversations are a way to teach yourself on how you can fix your mistakes when talking to others. Like small habits you develop, like eye contact, stuttering, and slow cognitive thinking. Video calls rather than texting is a great alternative to texting if you are communicating with someone because it forces you to talk face to face rather than texting, which can lead to miscommunication or misinterpreting what they said. Video calls is also a benefit for both of you through better communication and deeper understanding of one another. Thank you.
Thank you. Did your research go in a different direction than you expected?
Yes, it did, because I was mainly focusing on the social skills, and then I realized that social isolation also has an impact on the social skills. It's not just the social skills itself.
Thank you. And then what additional questions emerged from your research, and why are those questions important?
Some other questions is, how did it affect the economic world by how people are losing money each day from social isolation alone, and how we can increase the income of each person.
All right, thank you.